The Bold Woman.
Hello, Melissa. Melissa, thanks for joining. Dr. Mrs. Felicia Usu and Sir. Hey, bold woman, how are you? Hi, Mimi.
Hello. Awesome.
Please, let's turn on our camera. The first few minutes is for socializing. So let's get to know each other before Madam Bold Woman gets us started. Rini, Chantel, Cecilia, please, if you know anybody that you have invited to join, please forward the link to them. Let them join. It's very easy when you are joining with the link.
Yeah.
So you see my virtual background. It's like I'm sitting by the sea.
Yes.
I was about to I was like, hey, you are enjoying. Well, some of us are bleeding. Anyway, it's not fair.
If you tell me to be go and stand outside in the cold, I'll not go and stand outside much more by the sea.
Me, I'm joining you soon. You see my dressing. I'm joining you.
Okay.
Soon. I'm leaving Ghana.
Our dress code no you're brochure compliant. Suzanne, Cecilia just joined. McKay just joined.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see who else is joining. Oh, Joycey, you are McKay. Okay, good. Please let's wave at each other as we are joining in. Okay, McKay. Oh, McKay. Okay, Rini, thanks for turning on your video.
Constance, okay. Today we have a meal.
Hi, Helen.
Yes, I can see that. Yes, McKay, we can hear you. So just wave. Let us see your videos moving. Okay. Chantel. Auntie Flea. In fact, we are enjoying your hair gel. The way your hair gel profile picture is showing.
Thank you.
You
will see my old face very soon. Don't worry.
Yes. So the last convo that we had a lot of people wanting more time when we were rather closing, and it's because people don't join on time. So if you know someone who has to join and the person hasn't joined, just forward the link and let's just spend the next few minutes forwarding the link. Akwaba Roberts is connecting to audio and will soon connect. Please turn on your cameras if you can. Sorry, but the first few minutes would spend a little bit of bandwidth because we are turning on our videos. Well, with database and be out there to credit I'll use to you to hold that to the yes can you to Yama.
And no, I don't know.
Okay. So
Constance, we have a mail though. We have a mail on board.
Please tell the mail to show face. Both women have met.
No, he showed his face. He showed his face.
Oh, sir, where is the mail? Where is the mail?
Oh, Eugene.
Eugene.
Hello. Okay. Eugene, how are you? Eugene, sorry, your video wasn't showing.
I don't show my face.
Oh, you're in the dark. Okay, that is fine. You know, today, of course, it's in the light. It's not then somebody is in the dark. Oh, they're right?
Yeah, it's because I'm in a.
Oh, Cynthia is joining. Akwaba Robert. Akwaba, please turn on your video. Let us see you. Chantel, we still cannot see your video. At least give us a flash and you can go back. Please tell all those that you have invited to join in. Yeah. Who else is joining?
That's right.
Okay, so those whose videos are on, please tell us your location. Interestingly, the last time that we connected, we had people connecting from Ghana, from the UK, from the US, from Europe. It was so much fun. And so we would like to know if today we are multi-continented again, or we are just home base. And please, it is for the purpose of networking, okay? Yeah. If you're going somewhere and you know that you have a bold woman who is there, you get stranded at the airport, you just call them. That is why we are all here. The way men are patronizing Gold Woman, I see it is a boy joining, busily winning. Okay, Laura, can you turn on your video? Cynthia, welcome on board. This conversation is quite interesting, and you all might have seen the flyers already. And so before I hand across to I can actually kickstart and get you introduced, and we can get started. The program is being recorded. It's going to be available on our social media handlers, so anybody who's watch it later can do. Let's start interested. If you haven't turned on your flash. Let's see. Is there anybody who would like to tell us their location so that we know where we're connecting from? Don't say in your car, please.
Okay, that's where I am at the moment. I have to run away from the boys a little. Okay, so I'm in Accra at the moment. Burma comes to be precise.
In Accra. So if you're connecting from, say, oh, that's in your face. If you come to Accra and you get a minute, let get you out. Rini, are you connected?
Hello, I'm in Accra. Domi Plateau specifically.
He is also connecting from Accra. Thank you. And Dr. Focus. No, when the name sounds screen like the
I think your network, is it the snow or what? Constance? Okay, I think we'll move on from where Constance ended. Laura, I think Laura just joined. Laura, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm very fine.
Hey, your voice. Oh, how are you doing again? Repeat.
I'm very fine. I'm doing well.
The voice is good. I just love it. I just really do love it. Chantel, I realize your mic is giving you a problem. Just log out and log in again. Okay, if you can hear me, just log out and log in again. It's going to work out.
Apologies. You know, they have done me
arbitration. You have to pay, yes. Young woman, you have to pay.
They have done me arbitration, baby, I know you know where cool. Okay. Dr. Mrs. Felicia Usanza, where are you connecting from? Sorry, if you have already mentioned, you can just when we move.
Yes, I'm connecting from Ghana, University of Ghana.
All right, interesting. Hey, University of Legon. Oh yeah. Melissa, where are you connecting from? Chantal, where are you connecting from? Or please, anybody who has turned on their microphone.
Hi, good evening. My name is Vanessa. I'm connecting from Burma.
Oh, from Burma. Wow. Okay. So you see, anybody who decides to go to, in fact, Obiaya Obania from Melissa, she will sort you out with the soldiers. Okay, Chantel. Because we'll be Eunice, please turn on your camera and speak. Eunice is one of the organizers of this program. Eunice, please turn on your camera and speak to us. Okay, I'm going to speak on behalf of Eunice. Eunice is connecting from Accra. Make, where are you connecting? Akosia, do you know where some of the people are connecting from? You can just tell us, let us. Oh, good. Eunice, where are you connecting from? Don't tell us your room. Today is very bright.
I'm connecting from Spintex, Accra.
Thank you very much. Suzanne, where are you connecting from? Oh, Chantal.
Hello, everyone. I'm connecting from Canada.
You're connecting from Canada. Okay. Please, anybody going to Toronto, please get in touch with Susan and she's going to sort you out. Melissa already told us where she's connecting from. Laura, where are you connecting from?
Okay. So Laura, I'm connecting from
New Abram.
Yes, I'm at work. So I'm connecting from my workplace.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're coming to you for some gold. And we know there's a lot of gold there. So get ready for us. Okay, Chantel, your microphone was on. Please speak. Okay, Chantal is gone back muted, but please, I think midway we would still give out some shout outs. If you have any comments, please feel free to put it in the chat room and we'll be happy to read it. It gets more busy on our platform, especially when we are about to close, unfortunately. I think also because we have people connecting from all over the world. There are people who may be at work and will be connecting late. Today, the topic that we are discussing is to stay, to fly, or to return. And let me say a little something. When I started posting this, somebody asked me, Constance, why are you in it? I said, no, I don't have to be before I post it. Why don't you come join in? And the person said, oh, I'm a guy. And if I knew guys were going to be invited today, I would have allowed him to join. But sometimes in our lives, we get to this junction where we feel, should we just run away? Should we just get away? I've got a friend who would sometimes say, Constance, please, can I just turn off my phone and come and hide in your house for the day? My husband and the children, the noise is too much. Sometimes we all feel like running away from some people or from some environments. And when we get to that point, sometimes we need to know some of the experiences that other people have been through, some of what we are currently facing, and some of what we could possibly be facing in the future, and know how to get through it. We may have had these experiences. Having these experiences, I'm a typical example. Sometimes I feel like coming home truly, or would be having some of these experiences. And when we do, how do we go about it? But today we are actually opening the floor for you, our guests, to be the speakers. And there are some people who have, who were part of the last conversation. We approached them and they were willing to talk to us and share some of their experiences. And I would like to, in advance, thank all of you who accepted this call, because I think to some of you, the calls came in late, but you didn't shake your head. You said, okay, I'll do it. No problem. I would come and share my experience. Yes, I would come and talk. So we would give the first opportunity to these people who have given us this honor. And then any other person who was not part of the previous one, so didn't know how today's one was going to go, to also share. And so I would leave the floor for my ultimate bold woman, Nana Kosia with swag, to actually carry on, and then just introduce the speakers of the day. And if you know any speaker who said yes to you and they haven't yet joined the call, please call them on the side to join in. Thank you very much. I am Constance, Akosia's co-host for the day.
Thank you, the African queen and mama. We are all good women, and today I'm happy we're all going to talk one way or the other, share experience. As she rightfully said, last time we had a convo, a lot of people really wanted to share their experience, but then the time was limited. Today, we want to give people the opportunity to share theirs with us. So we have Dr. Irene. Irene is already on board. I'll be stealing her glasses, not stealing, I'll be buying the same thing actually. We'll be having Ruth Freeman, Laura will be sharing hers, Miriam, Will, Cynthia, Chantel, Joyce Lane, Cecilia, you know, a number of them, but I want to begin with Irene. Okay, but I mean, before you talk, a beautiful lady from Canada, please, I'll be joining you. She see my dressing. But this convo will determine whether I will go or I will not go. Irene, you are a doctor, okay? You're a doctor, and then I learned that you had your studies outside the country. How was the decision like? Some of us really want to go back to school, but looking at our programs, you are like, should I continue here in Ghana? At least I know our fellow women here in Ghana can testify to the fact that of late our teachers have gone on strike. Mrs. Felicia, you know that, right? Yeah, they are going on strike. So, that thinking of, should I study or I should leave? How was it like, Irene? How was it like?
Well, for me, it was more of a spontaneous thing. I think it's more about the desire I had to do medicine more than whether or not I should travel. What happened was, okay, after high school, I got the chance to do medicine at UCC, but then for some reasons, I didn't do it. I ended up going to University of Ghana. So after completing my program at University of Ghana, I was thinking of furthering my education. But then deep down, I still wanted the medicine. I mean, that's what I wanted to do all my life. So there was still that need to do medicine. And I thought of doing game. I don't know if people know about game. That is entry. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you there.
That is entry medical program. So that was my plan initially. But then I also felt like I wanted to travel. A change in environment would be helpful. So I was talking to someone that I knew. I didn't know the person personally, but yeah, someone that was on social media. And the person was schooling in China. So I was asking about opportunities to study abroad, do my master's. So through the conversation, I mentioned that I still have the desire to study medicine. Then he was like, okay, he can help me apply for the master's, whatnot. And so I got my documents ready, everything to apply. So I think through one of our conversations, and then I expressed my desire to do medicine. And then he was like, why not try a medical school and see maybe to work out? All that time I had not discussed with my parents whether I was going to do medicine, nothing. Like it was just, I don't know. So I gave him my documents. He applied for the master's and also to a medical school. The admission for medical school came first. And I don't know, it was more like an answered prayer. So I just forgot about the master's and then I discussed the admission with my parents. They were okay with it and they supported it. So I went. So it wasn't really a struggle to decide where to study, do this medicine or something. It was more like I wanted to further abroad and I had opportunity in China, so I took it. So that was how it was for me in that sense. Yeah.
All right, Winnie. Some of us are still thinking, oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Laura. Laura.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. So when we were speaking earlier today, you were like, you keep thinking of whether to fly or to stay. What is putting you in that kind of situation? What is really going on that is making you think whether to fly or to stay?
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity to share. I have not really taken a bold decision yet, so I'm happy and also learning from others. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you, dear.
Okay. So I think I wanted to since I was young, I wanted to be a military woman.
Ooh.
And yeah, I wanted to be in the military. But demands of life. I have been somebody who have been prone to work. I work a lot. I've been working at teachers, working because of my background, support my family and others. So I was working, got the opportunity to come to university and studied geology. And my plan was after studying geology, I would want to travel to Norway for my master's. So I started working on it. And I remember after school, I was a CA for 3 months. I didn't enjoy it, so I went to the field. I got opportunity to move from CA to Newmont. So I started my service with Newmont, and I was like, oh, that's a free working environment, you know. I had not done any internship or something there. So I didn't know how the workplace was like the field. We heard so many things about the mining, the pit, how it's dominated by men and how women are not able to, co-work with them, how uncomfortable it is sometimes to work with men in an environment like that. So I changed from to I was enjoying the workplace. After national service, I didn't get a job, but I mean, because I wasn't a teen, the idea of going back to school, traveling to masters just left. So I decided that, okay, then what am I supposed to do? I'll go back to my business. So as usual, I went back to selling, doing, I was doing like, I was selling different things, clothing, watches, shoes, everything. And then I diverted to selling gas for people. And my plan was, oh, I've gotten some money, so I'll start, maybe I'll open a gas station. I started talking to some elderly people. You know, the whole industry is dominated by men also, the gas industry, just like the mining industry. So I started selling and all that, and then I got interested in the company, in the gas industry. So I was finding ways to make it better. I realized that the industry was lacking a lot of innovation because the area is dominated by old men and they have money already. They are not looking at, breaking through and doing a lot of things for the people who are using gas. So I started by sharing gas city, visiting places to speak to them about gas city, and I built a business in the gas sector. So the idea of traveling just left. You know, I stopped thinking about traveling. I felt like I'm okay. Along the way, I went back to Newmont, working as a project geologist, handling projects, some drilling projects here and there. So I have a business and I have a job, not a full-time job, but a contract job. And I realized I didn't want to travel. I think I I met I met I met my boyfriend who is now my husband, and it's interestingly he met me, and then I think he liked that idea of traveling. So the idea came back last year, and then I have been weighing both sides. You know, I've been weighing both sides. I have the reasons why I shouldn't travel, and then the reasons why I should travel. And among these reasons, the first reason why I may not want to travel is that I feel like I have a business and I wouldn't like to leave my business in the hands of somebody. So that's one main reason why I wouldn't travel. If it's a job, I have a job that I can do and still probably educate or do something. So I wouldn't like, and then family, I really love my family, my nuclear family, my parents, my siblings, and I've been there for them for a long time. I wouldn't like to leave them behind. So this is some of the reasons why. And then I believe that I've taken time to know myself very well, and I know that I wouldn't travel because of money. I'm okay. I would probably travel because I want to explore the world, which I can do without settling in another country. So I'm still weighing both sides, and I know that um, so the edge to stay is winning. The edge to stay is really winning. But let's
Okay.
see how it goes. Maybe I'm mind and my husband may want to travel. So let's see how it goes.
Hmm. All right, so Laura, Laura has
Hey, winners are winning today. Yay.
I know, right?
Hey.
No staying. So nobody's joining
Yes.
you to travel. We should travel. Though.
Please,
Mimi,
nobody is joining you. But
Mimi,
please,
are
our
we
speakers.
traveling or we are staying?
We are staying. We are
Okay, Mimi,
staying with,
continue.
yes. So for me, I'm a firm believer that the grass is greener where you water and nurture.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer. And I'm also a firm believer that you brighten the corner where you are. So in your little space, wherever you are, you can still shine. That is my firm belief. And I also believe in, and I value friendship, I value family. So for me, back in uni days and before I got married, I really wanted to travel. In fact, during the long summer breaks at school, some of my friends would go and bugger, come back with nice things and clothes and all that. I really wanted to do that, but I didn't get the opportunity to travel. So when I settled on the current job I have, and along the line, marriage came in. Unfortunately, I got married to a military man, and so I knew that he would be traveling all the time. In fact, we've been married for 11 years, but I can say that we've stayed together for not more than 4 years. Because either he's in Takoradi, I'm in Accra, or I'm in Accra, he's in Somalia for 2 years with occasional visits. And so that kind of arrangement kind of quenched my passion and thirst to travel. If I'm to travel for just pleasure or for sightseeing, yes, I would go. The last straw that broke the camel's back was when you got married. I think 6 weeks after marriage, he was supposed to attend a course in the US. And according to sources, you could go with your spouse, and some spouses go and never return. So that was my plan. I'll go and I'll be there. Unfortunately for me, when I got to the American embassy, we were asked to do pregnancy tests. And I realized that I was 3 months pregnant. I didn't even know. And so the whole idea of traveling just went down the drain. So because I'm a firm believer of nurturing the grass that you stand on, I just absorbed myself into working, furthering my education, and then raising the children. And so I believe that if my husband is traveling the world because of work, there should be mommy at home to take care of the boys, to see to it that they don't lose both parents' attention and care at the same time. So for me, I would say staying by all means. But I also believe that just like in the Bible, Abraham had to leave his hometown to a different land so that the promises that God had for him would come to pass. So if you decide that you would want to relocate, it's also good. If you decide to stay too, it's also good. But what I believe in is that if I'm traveling, is it that I'm going to seek for greener pastures? All that I keep saying is that if you're a lazy woman in Ghana, when you get to Germany, it's going to be worse. Because you can ask Constance, I want to walk. So if you cannot take this little Hamatan, 6 o'clock, you are still sleeping. When you get there, you'll not be able to do it. The same way, if you believe that, money just fall on trees in UK, in Canada, our friends are here, they can tell us, then I'm sorry. You are better off staying here and planting the leaves around. So for me, I believe that if you have to go, go. If you have to stay, stay. By the end of the day, make a meaningful life wherever you are. Because if you are a spendthrift and you are in Ghana,
Yeah, please continue.
Okay, so I believe that if you are a spendthrift and you are here blowing all your salary and not getting an extra income, when you reach the streets of London and wherever, there are a lot of shopping malls there. Definitely the way you are living, you are going to continue the same way. It takes a lot of discipline. So for me, if you have to be there, be there. If you have to be here, be here. But make sure that you are making the best use of your time as a young lady. Because the time will come that just like we go on pension here in Ghana, they also go on pension and you'll not be able to get the regular income like you are getting. So for me, whatever one person decides to do, just make sure you are doing your best.
Sorry, before we continue, all right. Mimi,
Yes.
Mimi's response is making me emotional right now, and I'm thinking too. That's true.
Now you feel like taking off your something.
That's my something.
She's feeling hot already.
My something. Eunice, I should still keep it on.
Apologies that we dropped. Akosia, just a moment, please. If you see somebody who has dropped, just tell them that they should click on the link and they'll be able to rejoin. Please forward the link to all your friends who are joining and who are on the call.
Right.
The conversation is just getting interesting. Today we intended to do 90 minutes, we will try and stick to the 90 minutes. We haven't even gotten to a quarter of the convo. So I'm afraid we might end up getting the dilemma of the bold woman part 1, 2, and 3 like Chewa.
Serious, because I know people would want to really talk. Esther, I can see you.
Akosha, please carry on.
Esther J. Welcome, Lanster collection. I think you soon be sewing clothes for all the bold women, right? Esther.
Of course. Whenever you're ready.
That's fine. You are a lawyer, and then you're a fashion designer. For Laura,
I'm not a lawyer. I'm in law school. I'm not a lawyer.
Yes, you're going to be a lawyer. Or am I lying? Both women. Rennie, what do you think? She obviously is going to be a lawyer, right?
Charlie, please, when are you completing school? I'm about to go and push an orange seller and let all her things fall so that I can come and call you. My leg.
Of course.
Oh, I have some years ahead.
We have a lawyer.
No. And I Rennie, Dr. Rennie, you're a lawyer. Say you're a lawyer. You're a doctor.
No.
You're a doctor. You're even an owner who has someone who has a filling station. Hey, some Mecano. Maybe I'll come for your car because I can see in your car. Rennie, I'm going to talk. Anyone who is not having a car here, please go and get a car. We have food. Meke, Kotobi, why? So only be a Kotobi. Melissa, buy a car. We have food for free. And if you are sick, just call Irene. If you have issue, just call Esther. Case closed. We are done. Cynthia,
Okay.
I can see
Akosia,
you.
please. Let's send the link to people again. I think some people might not be sure that they can hear. So
All right.
pinch the technical guys in the background to keep sharing the link to people so that they can rejoin. I'm doing the same here.
Okay. All right. So
please let's keep it going because of time.
Hey, I can see a mail here. Saki.
No, at the part. Auntie Constance.
Saki, it's me.
Okay. Saki. Hi, Saki.
Yeah,
I'm glad you have joined, but please turn off your microphone. Mute yourself. Akosia, please mute Saki. Saki, please stay on and enjoy the conversation. Okay. If you are planning to travel, listen. If you want to stay in Ghana to listen, you might want to change your mind. Akosia, please carry on with your next boat.
Saki, don't mind Constant. If you want to travel, we'll travel together. And we'll go and sit in the cold like that. And, glass and quan, hoping that things get better. Anyway, welcome, Lydia. Welcome for joining. All right. So, Esther, I'll come to you for you to talk. But let me go to Melissa. Melissa, if you can hear me.
Hi, yes, I can.
All right, dear. Are you going through any dilemma right now, whether traveling or staying?
No, so similar to Mimi's situation, I'm also married. Sorry for the, let me just leave the question.
Hey, the married people
I'm also married to a military officer. I'm also married to a military officer, and so and we have 3 children. It's pretty difficult moving out because they tend to move around quite a bit. And so the thought of having to live outside would mean that the family will be apart a lot longer. So no, I'm not considering relocation or traveling outside.
Okay, please, who are those who are not married and want to travel or want to stay? Cynthia, tell me you are not married. Cynthia, tell me you are not married. Cynthia, can you?
So before Cynthia speak, Cynthia told me that she was having some technical challenges in the background. So maybe you can move to the next person, and then after that, I'm checking in with Cynthia. I would message you if her technical thing is sorted.
All right, then I'll move to McKay. McKay, you are not married, right? So, join me. What's your dilemma? Tell me you're not married. McKay. McKay, can you hear me? or your headset is worrying you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, McKay.
All right. So I'm not married. I'm not married.
Okay, so are you going through any dilemma of staying or traveling?
No, I don't have any. I did Chinese University of Ghana.
McKay, I think your
So
internet.
I went to China to study, and then for a year, like the language immersion thing in University of Ghana. So when I came back, I did my national service, and then I went back for masters. So I just came back. Is it okay now?
Yes, it is, please. It is.
Yes. So no plans of traveling. I'm staying and going further with my career. So for now, I'm not traveling.
All right, that's fine. That's good. Rennie, you are back working here. Are you thinking of going back to China to work there? How was the experience over there? Irene, I can see you've muted yourself, but we can't hear you. Okay, so probably Irene is having a problem with her mic. Cynthia, can you hear me? I think Cynthia's mic is working now. Cynthia. Cynthia. Irene, please, you can go ahead. I think Cynthia is still having a problem. So Irene, you can go ahead.
Go back. Kind of know, but then I have plans to travel at some point. Hello.
Yeah, hello,
Please,
Irene.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, please. Irene. All right, Cynthia. Constance, is Cynthia back?
Yes, Cynthia is sorted now. So Cynthia is also, I think we're getting two fashion designers here.
Hey.
Cynthia is the CEO for First Looks Clothing. You can look her up online on Facebook, on Instagram. Girl is on Instagram. She makes beautiful wedding gowns and beautiful bridal wears.
Yeah.
Cynthia, oh, Mimi, thanks for giving Cynthia a shout out. I know she makes clothes for you too. Cynthia, if you can please speak. Cynthia, are you contemplating on traveling? Are you deciding to stay in Ghana? Are you somewhere that you want to return to another place? And please, any others in the background whose microphones are working and would want to share, please, you can just message us in the chat room so that we can call you. Please, if you're ready, you can speak. If not, yes,
hello,
please go ahead. Go ahead.
Auntie Mimi, thanks for the shout out. Girls, I'm happy to join. Forgive me, the background is not too great, but I think everybody can hear me. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, dear.
Okay, so quite interesting stories. Dolima traveling, yeah. In fact, all my life, I have always wanted to do great exploits. I mean, to travel around the world, not necessarily to stay, but business-wise, I mean, to make connections.
Hello.
To make connections and also get some job opportunities abroad. But you know, as the saying goes, man proposes, but God disposes. So not as how we thought, but the Lord has been faithful to us too, especially myself. I wanted to become a radio presenter when way back in school, but my dad passed on, and as you know, single parenthood, but my mom tried her best. So the church, the Adventist church, took over and they took me to study the fashion design, and I had passion for it. So I told myself, well, this is what I love to do. So let me put in all my best. And by the grace of God, I made it, and I'm still in business. So I have clients, sometimes they give me invitation and all that, but I never got opportunity, or it never occurred to me to work around things. But whether you traveled or you are in Ghana, wherever you are in your small little corner, I believe in you being a strong person for your own self and also trying to make your life meaningful, because there is no easy way to success. So not traveling doesn't necessarily means you are going to make it. It is the mindset, and it is how you have put your life together and where you want to reach at the end of the tunnel. That is what is most important. So why not? If traveling comes my way as an opportunity, I will grab it. But I am also not in a haste. If it doesn't come my way, I would love to establish myself and also make my life better. I think that is what I have to share. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bold woman, let me tell Cynthia that the exchange rate is high. The exchange rate is high.
Constance.
Yes, we will chop our
but
coin.
the £1. What the £1 by Modu? Okay, I just want to hear about somebody. Please, when opportunities comes, please do not always kill it. Sometimes it could be helpful. Eunice's hand is up. Bold woman, please call on Eunice.
All right, Eunice. Okay, your hand is up, please. The floor is yours. Go ahead. Eunice?
Okay.
Eunice?
Hello, please, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, unfortunately, I cannot turn on my video right now. My hair is scattered. So let me just speak like that. Hope it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so listening to the conversation so far, what I have gathered is that whether you have to travel or you have to purpose for your life and what you want to do, I would want to share a story, a true story. So I think around 2015, 2016.
Eunice? Oh. Looks like Eunice is off. Eunice, are you back? Eunice, all right. I think Eunice is working on her mic. Esther. Esther. Oh,
yeah,
Eunice, you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Eunice, I think the network is not really favoring you. You seem to have unstable network. All right, Esther, please go ahead for us, okay? What are you thinking right now? You thinking of traveling or staying? You being a lawyer, you being a fashion designer. Esther is a fashion designer, Melanster Collection. You can check her out also on Instagram. Melanster Collection. Esther, please speak.
I am not a lawyer, Christian.
At the end of it, come on, both women. That one, yeah. You and Cynthia will do that.
No problem. I've never been really like a travel person. I like traveling for vacations, fine, but then as in traveling to stay outside Ghana has never been something that I actually really like. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, dear. Hello. Looks like Eunice and Esther seems to have a problem with their internet. Lydia, okay, Esther, are you back?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I hope this is better. Okay, so I have never really been a travel person. I always think that there are lots of opportunities right here in Ghana that we can make the best of. And then I actually don't really like the weather outside Ghana. That's to be honest. So to actually go and stay outside Ghana to work unless I have to. But if I'm given the choice here, I like Ghana. Here is nice. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Akosia, you're muted. Unmute yourself and speak, please.
Oh, sorry. Esther, I can see you are making some money here that I have no idea. Please give me my fair share because me, I want to travel. I will join Susan at Canada. Susan, please find me a room. I'll be joining you. Eunice, please go ahead and speak.
Okay, so I was trying to say that what has been said so far, I think that whether I have to travel or stay or to return, it depends on purpose, and then making your scale of preference and what would be beneficial to you as at that time that you have to make the decision. So I wanted to share a story. So a health challenge, a severe one. As at that, and then she had bought a piece of land, and her aim was to build the house before she comes out to Ghana, and then get some money to come and do business. But because of the health challenge that I developed, she had no other option than to leave all the things that she had to do to come home to take care of me. So for her, family was a priority. And then a lot of people were like, you are not a doctor that will take her to the hospital and she's taking her drugs. Why do you have to come back? Why don't you stay there and work and send her money to take care of herself? And my mom told the people that she rather thinks that she has to come here to see with her eyes, because people will call her and tell her your daughter has this problem, has that problem, and then it is making her frustrated. So she doesn't even get a piece of mind to go and work to get that money that we are talking about. So she comes to Ghana. So I think that it will depend on what you want. I know that maybe there are some mothers who would have not that they don't love their daughters, but they would say that they would rather make money and send to the child to take care of herself. But for her coming to see with her, and since she came, she has already a healing process. So I think that it's what you do and how beneficial you think what you are doing will be to you. That would inform you about whether you have to stay or you have to retain.
Constance, your hands is up. Eunice has really shared an interesting story.
Yes.
Yeah, someone.
My hands is up. So bold woman looks like bold woman is about to change her Canada plans. So let me also share a story of my coming to stay in Accra before I moved out of the country, to also give a different perspective. I remember when I finished my first degree, I wanted to return to Kumasi because really, to me, that is where the love was. Kumasi, why should I stay in this Accra that I have to even struggle to go and get inside Trotro? And I remember my first day at the bus stop, I was just laughing and people were getting cars and leaving until it started raining because so I finished school and I wanted to go back to Kumasi. And when I went back to Kumasi, I started sending applications all over town and I wasn't getting a job. Meanwhile, during the time that I was in school, I had done some internships and I had a job that was promised to me in Accra. So I remember one day my mother called me and she said, "Mommy, for the benefit of those who might not understand Chi, let me try and mix the two." She said, "Mommy, I do not have any problem if you want to come and stay with us in Accra, in Kumasi. This is home for you. However, I want you to also think about the struggle you went through when you went to Accra at first, when you had to stay with other family members, and I'm a firstborn. And the difficulty from one place to another, yes, you were blessed to have Legon accommodation from first year to final year. Na me wo bed. We were bed owner Legon. So that time na me was school na. It's a big deal. So I had a room. So you were blessed to have that opportunity. But in between, you had to be hanging with family members. Have you thought about your siblings behind you who see you as a model and they are looking at you and saying, "Oh, sister Legon, if they also come to Accra, they are also going to go through the same struggle because all of us are here in Kumasi." When my mother said that to me, the whole idea of to return, so this is one of my to return stories. The whole idea of to return suddenly left me. I packed my things and the next day I told her that I'm coming back to Accra. I came back to Accra, and before I could leave Accra, I was not just, leaving after a very successful career in Accra, but my mother said, I was at a point where I had been able to actually settle all my siblings. Sebio, na obia wie school ama kakra na metumi wama obia nye adwuma ye no. Ebi krampo pay eso chain me. Cynthia, when my brother and the new wife come to you that they are come to show their things, charge them, they have money.
Sell out. Sell out. Well done.
Yes, we are selling out. Saki, feed. you know, physical and also media, you know. But I mean, I was proud of that because then everybody was able to settle on their own. I was able to give my junior sister out in marriage. I remember the day she was getting married. She got married before me. My mother said, I am not the one who raised her. The difficult part of her upbringing was done by her big sister. So most of the glory should go to her. And I felt it with pride. Cousins that I could help, there were relationships that through the tough environments in Accra, I'm not saying Kumasi cannot be tough. It can have its own challenges. But I felt that Accra made me tougher than Kumasi. And so sometimes certain things make it difficult to return. But when you take some bold decisions as a bold woman in certain places, you can actually thrive there and make it, and it could be beneficial to a lot of people. So Akosia, this is one of my to return stories. Let's see if I'll get a to return or not to return story for where I am right now. But I have another story and I'll come back later. Please carry.
I hate to be emotional right now, but I don't know for the others. Like, for real. Well, I have lived all my life in Accra. I always say that people have gone through some experiences that some of us barely have an idea about. We might be going through our own struggles, one way or the other, but you hear of others. And that time when Eunice also shared her story with me, it was something else. Esther, the same. And I know each one of us here on board have our own stories, which is even pushing some of us to think of traveling outside the country, especially when hearing of the new levy. When I checked the deduction, when you have to, send 100 cedis to someone, they are going to deduct 4 cedis, something pesos. 4 cedis, I say, pesos, it's Mimi, serious though. It's serious, okay? But it's well. It's well in the well. Ready? Are you thinking of going back to China? Matisa Ghana, doctors. Oh, how was the experience like in China? Would it actually push you to go back, or you prefer to stay?
I don't have plans of going back to China, but then I have plans of relocating at some point elsewhere, but not China. But then for the experience in China is just very different from the usual. I'm sure the West has some similarities with Ghana and all that, but China is just an entirely different place. Their morals, their manners, their way of doing things is so different. So I the first year when I was there, most of the time I felt like I was in some strange place. Like it felt so strange. Like I was living in a bubble, something like that, because of how they live their life. But then it was also a nice experience. You get exposed to their culture, their way of doing things. It's interesting. And it's a beautiful country. So there's a lot to do. There's always somewhere to go to. In every city, there are so many parks, amusement places where you don't even pay anything. So you can just go there when you want to take a walk, when you feel like spending some time on your own. Like it's a nice place. But I couldn't really get used to their typical way of life. So for that reason, I don't think I have plans of going back anymore. But I believe being there opened a lot of doors for me, and it also exposed me to some different experiences. And so that's what I would say. But the way Chinese people are, they are very different from us. Even when it comes to basic manners, their way of life, hygiene and stuff like that. It's I don't know, it's something else. And then because it's a communist country, so they block. They have this thing called the Great Wall. It's an internet firewall that blocks social media, even Gmail, Facebook, WhatsApp, and so many other apps. So when you want to access these apps, you have to use VPN and all that. So it makes living there hard for foreigners sometimes. I mean, you struggle to reach out to your family back home. You struggle to stay in touch with people. Again, whilst you are there, you feel a bit disconnected from home. And so you fail to realize that as you are there and as the years go by, people back home are also moving on with their lives. So for me, that was something that I think affected me a bit when I came back. I came back in 2019. The entire time I was there for like 5 years. And it's how I left things here, somehow I expected to come back and find things the same as I left them before I went. But when I came back and I realized that people have moved on with their lives, the things that the images I had in mind were no longer the same. It was a bit difficult reintegrating into the system, and coupled with the COVID outbreak and the lockdown, it made things a bit difficult. But other than that, it was a nice experience. But as for China, and as I was saying, because they've blocked access to social media, the Western social media, most of them don't know Black people. So when they see you, they'll touch your skin, some will touch your hair. It was like that the entire time I was there. There was never a time that my friends and I, we went out and we didn't encounter a Chinese person trying to take a picture of us or touching our skin, our hair. It's even worse when you have your kinky hair on. If you keep your hair natural and you have it on, they want to know if our skin is dark because of that. They want to know if we feel, I don't know, it's just so weird. But you see, it's understandable because they are not exposed to us. They don't have access to a type of social media or television. So they don't see Black people a lot. And I think that it's just recently that a lot of Blacks go there. So there are some Chinese people who have never ever seen Black people before. They've heard that they are Black people, but they've never seen. So whenever they come across one, they want to take a picture and go and show it to their friends and family and all that. Yeah. But, I think it was a nice experience, and I don't have any regrets going there. But I know that if I'm to do that again, I'll take my time and plan well, because as I said earlier on, it was more or less like an opportunity that presented itself and I took advantage of it. It's hard being in a country like that because of the language barrier. And for my field, the program I went to study, it's even harder if you can't speak the local language. And the Chinese language is one of the hardest languages you can learn, especially when it comes to the written aspect, because we have the pinyin. The pinyin is the type that comes with the English alphabet, and then we have the characters. And you have to learn the basic things, and then you have to learn the medical terms. It's complicated, and I don't know, it was hard. So that's one of the reasons I wouldn't want to go back, because it's hard communicating with people. A few of them speak English, and even those who speak English are shy to talk to you, except those who have traveled before. Those guys have exposure, so they're able to approach you and talk to you. But the typical ones who have never traveled, they usually shy away from talking to foreigners or strangers, per se. But again, if you're a foreigner there, they give you this special treatment, especially when you need help with civil issues, or when you go to the bank, the immigration, they assist you a lot. They actually give you preferential treatment. And then also when it comes to making money too, China seems to be a very good place to make money. In my class, the Ghanaians in my class, we were two, myself and another guy. The guy didn't come back again. He's now doing his own business in China. Greener pastures, it's easier. Even though students were not allowed to work and all that officially, but unofficially we used to. And you can make a lot of money just by doing some part-time English teaching. You can make so much money than a salary worker, what a salary worker in Ghana makes in a month. So some of these things make people go and they do not want to come back, because over there it's easier to make money as compared to Ghana. But then their laws are also very strict. If you make, the way Chinese people come here, they come to Ghana and misbehave, this whole galamsey thing, you can't do that there as a foreigner. You cannot, you dare not. But you see, I remember when I was in first year, my seniors in second year, some Ghanaian guy was arrested they said the reason was visa fraud. They imprisoned him for 2 years before they deported him to come to Ghana. But that is something that you find a lot of people doing, a lot of foreigners doing in Ghana. But over there, they don't play with their rules and their laws at all. Like and one thing about those people is that they are very patriotic. You will never hear a Chinese person say something negative about their country. Even if there is something happen right before your eyes, they will defend it. There is no way they will say something negative about their country. So that makes them unique in their own way. But they also have some nasty behaviors that, doesn't make it nice being around them. They don't mind speaking in the middle of a restaurant. They won't brush their teeth, and then they'll be talking plenty. But every culture has its own
obviously
advantages and disadvantages. So yeah. But
obviously.
China is not a place I'll go back to, but I still have plans to travel. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mimi. So Mimi, you are thinking of stay. You want to stay. What would you like to do differently if you had the chance to? You staying back here. Do you have the plans of changing something?
Nothing different, if you ask me. I love Ghana. Just as Esther said, there are lots of opportunities here that we can explore. So for me, I wouldn't want to change anything. But the frequent vacations, yes, I would love to have frequent vacations outside. I also believe that yes, the exposure there is good. For instance, I have one colleague in my office, a gentleman. He has a way of treating women. It's kind of different from how the others treat us in the office. He grew up in the Philippines. He's a Ghanaian. He was born in, I think, India or somewhere, and spent almost 18 years in the Philippines. He knows how to treat, like he's been exposed. So even his way of seeing things is kind of different from how the others see things. Especially if you have cousins and nieces coming down from UK or somewhere. They've been exposed to a certain kind of life. It's also good. I would also wish my kids will have that. But for me, Ghana is home. Home is Ghana. But if the call comes and I have to move, why not? I will move. In fact, I have one that I'm looking forward to in about a year's time. I'll have to follow my husband somewhere. That's for the exposure, for exposure sake. But for me, Ghana is home. Home is Ghana. If you have anything doing, do it with all your might. And God is able. He will help you. People are making it. Why not? When you're able to make all the money you want to make, as a bold woman, you can travel the world. You can sail on the best yachts and all that. It is possible in Ghana, even though times are hard with all the e-levies, but it is.
The Bold Woman.